Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Bat Around. I'm your host, Paul Valley. With me, as always, from Pigtown Sports, he is Zach Moore. If you're just joining us, we were having some technical difficulties. I think it was mainly through Restream, but we're good to go now. Today's show is brought to you by HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, or if you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or visit HelpMyGamblingProblem.org for free confidential services. Zach, how you doing after this 3-4 week for the Orioles against the Mariners and then the Padres?
Listen, I'm a homer, and we won't even beat around the bush on that. I'll sit here until I'm blue in the face and tell you that this is a playoff team because they should be, but I don't know if they're a playoff team.
Yeah,
I don't know. They I haven't seen that quick yet. Nothing that switch hasn't flipped yet for me. They do some really good things one game, maybe 2 games in a row. They can't stack it.
Mm-hmm.
Pitching is good. Don't get any offense. Offense is good. Bullpens, yeah. You know, they can't put it all together. And I really honestly can't put my finger on it. Sometimes I think it's like, I said it earlier, and I felt bad saying it. Like, they got to want it. Like, and I'm not trying to say that the Orioles don't want to be there and they don't want to play Major League Baseball kind of thing, or they don't want to win, but they just don't have that, like, that look that they know they're going to come out and kick your ass. Excuse my French. They just don't have that look. And that's what playoff teams have. I feel like we're looking at a team that just still doesn't know who they are after 70 games. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's I told myself I couldn't let them ruin another Sunday for me. You know what I mean? Like, I did that. Like, last Sunday we went to the pool and I was following along with the game. I'm like, man, this is garbage. You know, today, they were lifeless the first 5 innings. They were lifeless for the entire game. Who am I kidding?
I think they're always lifeless against a starter.
Yeah,
if they don't put up 5 or 6 runs in the first 3 innings, they looked lifeless until the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning every game.
Right, and then you don't have that opportunity against the Padres to have life late because Mason Miller is absolutely filthy.
The whole bullpen is.
Yeah, they have the second best bullpen ERA in all of baseball. You know, so today's game was just they looked lifeless to me. You know, the little bits that I watched it, and like the 6th inning, and I posted this. The 6th inning is the prime example why I can't take this team seriously. You know, in the bottom half of the 6th inning, you get runners on. You get the first 2 runners on. You get Ward and Gunnar on to start the inning, and then you got a ground out from Adley, a ground out from Alonso. You end up not scoring in the inning. And then you immediately come out the next half inning and give up a 2-run homer.
Yeah,
and now
with your best bullpen arm.
Yeah. And now a 2-1 game is a 4-1 game. Then you have the comedy of errors in the 9th inning that allows another run to score. Now they end up getting another run on a Gunnar Henderson base hit. So it's 4-2 going into the 9th inning. You get 3 errors, 2 by Gunnar, 2-on-1 play by Gunnar and Holiday, and now it's 5-2, and you're facing the best closer in baseball. Like you're screwed in that situation. And we watched this team go 10-4 over a 14-game stretch, and we're starting to feel like. And you know, I blame myself, tongue in cheek. I blame myself because we said on this show last week this is a good baseball team. I think it's clear this is a good baseball team, and then they immediately.
They should be.
They immediately dropped the first 2 games to Seattle, 4-game losing streak. Excuse me, 4-game losing streak. Then you win 3 in a row. Somebody has not told this team they can win more than 3 in a row. Apparently,
well, the problem is it's early in the baseball games, and I'm sitting here looking at them here in June. Right, their OPS from innings 1 through 4, they're 28th in baseball with a 647 as a team. Mm-hmm. They don't get out to leads. Now, listen, you're putting a lot of pressure on your starting pitcher to go out there and be perfect because you can't score him runs early in the ballgame. What do they do late in the game against usually the best bullpens in baseball? They're the 4th best team in baseball with a 790 OPS. Why?
It doesn't make any. And then the game.
None of it makes sense.
On Thursday night against the Mariners, you score 6 runs in the third inning.
And then
You
you didn't
go
score
up
again.
6-1. You don't score again. One and then two. No, they scored one more
One
run
more run.
in that
Yeah.
game. But you score 6 runs in the third inning, and then your starter goes out and immediately gives four right back, and takes a 6-1 ball game and makes it 6-5. You know, it's just
It's supposed
they
to be your
can't
ace.
they can't win for losing, man. Like it just blows my mind. And I'm sitting here and Gunner's not passing the eye test for me,
No.
right? But the crazy thing is I've got his numbers here. His last 7 games, he's 292 with a 469 on base percentage. His last 15 games, 281 with a 406 on base percentage. His last 30 games, 267 with a 353 on base percentage. He's hitting 267 with runners in scoring position this year.
Right.
But
He's having an acceptable season, I
I
guess.
but he's hitting 227 on the
Right.
year because of how slow of a start he got off to. And you look at his clutch stats. He's hitting 267 with runners in scoring position. Late and close, 231.
Mm-hmm.
2 outs runners in scoring position, 192 with 9 Ks and 27 plate appearances. When they're trailing, he's hitting 269 with an 843 OPS. But late and close, 231 with an 853. And in a tie game, 187 with a 648. So what I'm seeing is a guy who's doing a lot of damage in blowouts,
Yeah.
doing a lot of damage when the game is already doing a lot of his damage when the game's already out of reach one way or the other.
So I would love to know what high leverage really is in Fangraphs because I thought I knew what it was, right? But when I'm sitting here looking at Gunnar Henderson since May 14th, after that Yankees series, high leverage with runners in scoring position, he's 3 for 8 with 4 walks and 4 RBIs with just 1 strikeout. But that
What's it?
doesn't pass our eye test. Like I don't see that. Like I see what you see. I don't see 375 in a high leverage spot. I don't. I don't see just 1 strikeout. Now, reading these numbers, now obviously this is prior to today, but reading these numbers, I feel good about that. I really feel good about that. But I feel like I don't see it. Like,
Right.
is it more Pete maybe? But I felt like Pete's gotten the Orioles offense in general, since Donnie Ecker kind of took over more of the offense, has honestly been good. Like when you look at most of their numbers, I believe they're a top 5 offense in almost every offensive category. Yet we're not winning games.
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
because runners in scoring position is still a problem. Still a freaking
I
problem.
mean, they're like 12th in the league, something like that. No, I think they're 17th in the league with a 241 batting average with runners in scoring. They lead the majors. They're top of the Nationals for the major league lead with 25 home runs with runners
Yeah.
in scoring position. But here's the thing, man. I don't. Yeah, home runs are awesome. I'm never gonna say I don't need a home run here, but like, if it's either you're hitting a home run or you're making it out, then let's get some base hits.
Yeah.
Let's scatter some hits. Like let's get some productive outs. And I like seeing them lay down sacrifice bunts. And like people can say they don't like giving up and out. I like playing team baseball. You know, sacrificing
too.
yourself for your teammate, getting your guys over, giving your team an opportunity to score a run. Because yeah, you want to put up a crooked number, but if you ground into a double play with runners on first and second and nobody out, then you have less of a chance of scoring than if you laid down a bunt and got runners on second and third with 1 out. You know, so and we've seen this team. I don't know what the numbers say, but there can't be a more inept team in baseball at scoring when they get runners on first and second or the bases loaded and nobody out.
I mean, maybe our expectations are too high. But to me, it feels like every time we have runners in scoring position, it's Taylor Ward, Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, Pete Alonso. And I feel like we're just not. I don't know. Like baseball's hard. I think we all can agree with that. But I just feel like we're not doing what we think we should be doing. But yet when you turn around and look at the numbers, and I see SP. I'm sorry if I say this wrong. SP Vav Lock 51. They're 7th in runners in scoring position. The numbers they're really good on this team. That's what I don't understand.
So that's before today's game. I was looking at
before being 2 for 22.
The Orioles went 2 for 22 with runners in scoring position
Yeah.
against the Padres this weekend. They were 0 for 8 today.
Yeah.
They were 1 for 7 yesterday, and they were 1 for 7 in the first game.
Now,
So
granted, I did didn't Merrill's sliding catch, wasn't that with runners in scoring position? Was that the first game? I was there Friday night.
he
when
made
slid
that
in center
sliding
field.
basket. He made the sliding basket catch. I think there was a runner on first.
Okay.
I think there was a runner on
I
first
feel like
base.
some of the plays were pretty decent this weekend. But I mean, look, listen, Padres came to play. I mean, that was a team that was scuffling. They came to play.
So look at the Orioles didn't come to play. And why is it that in every 3-game series that the Orioles win 2 or 3 or lose 2 or 3, one of those games, one of those losses is a blowout.
Yeah.
9-3. When they were down, they went down 4 to nothing in the top of the first yesterday. I texted my buddy and I said,
I mean, shout out to my cousin for hitting a home run, but damn it, why has it got to be against the Orioles?
and honestly, I'm happy for him to hit a home run in Baltimore. And I'm a big
Him and
Manny
Gavin
Machado
both played
fan.
very well, and there was a lot of fans there for both of them, so it was cool.
That was cool. You know what I mean? But I texted my buddy after the 2-2 run homers, and I said, this just has the feeling of a game that's going to end 12-2.
Yeah.
And then they lose 9-3. Like you could it's like they put their heads back in their turtle shells.
They do.
You know?
They do.
I got Pete Alonso's numbers in front of me with runners in scoring position. He's hitting 207 with 28 strikeouts in 93 plate appearances.
Yeah.
With the bases loaded, he's 2 for 13. He's 2 for 13 with 4 strikeouts and a 297 OPS. No extra base hits with the bases loaded. 2 singles.
I mean, honestly, I could pull it up here, and I guarantee you, out of those 14 at-bats or 12 at-bats, I can promise you he swung at the first pitch on 10 of them.
Probably.
It's been bad. Like, I was screaming Friday night when he came out bases loaded. I was like, don't swing at the first pitch. He fouls the first pitch off. Almost it was in play. And then he takes a pitch, and then he gets the base hit, right? Like, he's just got to just see a good pitch with bases loaded. And I feel like he gets a little too antsy.
It's like he's trying to ambush. Like, oh, this guy's gonna maybe he just walked that guy and he's gonna throw me a get. Nobody's throwing you a get me over fastball with the bases loaded, Pete. You're Pete Alonso. It's not gonna happen. And this is true. Pavlak, S. Pavlak. He, I think that's how you pronounce it. He said Pete should have over 60 RBIs. He should. 100%. I mean, you're 2 for 13.
He has so many guys on base.
He's 0 for 5 with runners on second and third this year. 0 for 5. I'm surprised and he's 2 for 5 with runners on first and third.
Yeah.
But I mean, those numbers with a runner on second base, he's 3 for 29. 103 batting average with a runner on second. Just on second. Like,
I don't get it. Now let me ask you a question here, because I know a lot of the fans right now seem to be quickly turning on Alvarez. What are your thoughts after everything this week? With Basayo and Gunnar and some of the stuff that we've heard and all that. Just lump it all into one for me.
It's hard to say, man. Is Basayo not playing? Like, I don't think anybody knows what actually happened with Basayo.
Do you want the rundown? I'll give you the rundown.
Okay.
So he doesn't want to play some days.
He doesn't want to play?
Doesn't want to play some days. He said he's hurt. But he doesn't go to get treatment. Right? He misses treatment windows. And just, I don't want to play that day. So a lot of people are ready and quick to blame Albie right now. That's some of his comments kind of make up for it. You got to learn how to play through some of the things, and or not expect to just sit the bench when your number's called. You got to show up the treatment too. I'm not trying to throw the guy under the bus here, but a lot of heat has been put on Alvarez for basically protecting Sam. Honestly, they could have came out and said all this stuff. Alvarez and Sam, their relationship is great, and to be honest, I think most managers in baseball would have sent Sam down after some of the stuff that I heard. Alvarez sat him down on the bench. A little bit of a difference there, because his fan base would have went freaking nuts if they sent him down to the minor leagues. But some managers probably wouldn't have cared. You know, it's he's young, and I'm not blaming him. I mean, I should be, but he's just young, right? He's trying to navigate his body and the big leagues and stuff. Well,
And being a millionaire.
he's not even that yet, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably in his mind, but he's really not a millionaire yet. He's got a couple years to go before he even gets a couple $1 million.
But Basayo? Yeah. He signed that 8-year, $68 million contract.
I know it's all backloaded, though. He's got like maybe $1 million right now.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got more money than he's ever had.
Yeah. But
I think there's something
look,
to
I'm not
that.
trying to make him the bad guy here and there, but he's a young dude who just doesn't understand what he can or cannot play through, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's what Albanese is trying to say through some of these comments, and he's getting drilled for it, right? And I don't think he cares if he's the fall guy or not. I really don't, because that's what a manager's job is. Like, everybody gets these kind of they build this picture, and then like he's the bad guy. He's supposed to wear all that. And I don't even think he cares. But his comments of Sammy needing to learn how to play through this stuff, I think is true.
And that's the thing. I agree with those comments. I also agree with Jim Palmer's comments when it's like you're trying to stop a 4-game losing streak and your best hitter's on the bench this entire series, put him in the game. He's got to play. You know,
I mean, that wasn't Albie's decision, from what I was told. Some of the guys on the team didn't want him there anymore. They wanted him back in Norfolk. So I mean, that was Albie putting his arm around Basayo and like, hey, like, here's your wake up call, man. Like, let's get it together. You're a great ball player. And look, he came right back into the starting lineup and he hit the crap out of the ball. He hit a home run. Like, and he hasn't stopped hitting. He's just got to learn how to say, like, you know, my wrist hurts. I'm going to gut through it. This is what I got tonight. Or I'm in a lot of pain. I probably do need a break, and then go get a little bit extra time in the medical room, right? A little bit more ice and stuff like that.
What I can say is that the 99% of the fans don't have the access that you have, right? So they don't.
I try to drop hints, but
they don't have the access that you have. So they can only go based off what they see. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't know this stuff either. You know what I mean? And so, like, I never took issue with Albanese telling a young kid, like, hey, you got to learn to play through nicks and bruises. Like, you got to learn to play through that. This is a big leagues. We play 162 games, knowing
that's where his age comes into play.
Right. And so, like, knowing that now, like I never had a problem with what he said to begin with, you know. And to me, it's he's not gonna not play his best hitter,
right?
If unless his best hitter is either hurt or is saying I don't want to play. There was something, I felt like there was something more to it. It's like you can sit there and say, oh, he's mad at him because he didn't want to play through an injury, so now he's just not going to let him play. I think that it's like to me, it felt like there was more to it than what we were seeing. There's got to be, right? Otherwise,
there always is. There always is, and these guys they're trained to protect this stuff because they don't want that stuff to really get out. And like I said, I'm not trying to make anyone look bad, other than just trying to defend Albie a little bit because he's getting crushed. Right?
Well,
he's
and then
getting crushed.
Think about what it means for the team, for the franchise. Basayo has the potential to become one of the greatest hitters in baseball this year, in his career. I don't mean of all time, but one of the best young hitters in baseball. Right?
He's got a great swing.
You know, and every ball he hits is a piss missile. Okay, you're gonna sell a lot of Basayo jerseys, a lot of Basayo bobbleheads, a lot of Basayo merchandise. Do you want the fan base turning on Basayo?
No.
Or is your manager gonna fall on his sword there?
100%.
You know what I mean? And then you go to the comments yesterday where Gunnar gets hit by a pitch and Albanese says, look, we drilled Bogarts in the head. They came back. They did it the right way. That's why I was fine with it. That's why Gunnar's fine with it. And to me, and people are like, oh, what a pussy thing to say. You gotta let him know, blah, 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 blah.
What's he going to do in the ninth inning?
well, right. And the other thing is, the other thing there is like, okay, let's say you do want to retaliate. You do want to retaliate. And if you come out and you talk about how pissed off you are about it, and then you come out the next day and you retaliate, you're getting thrown out. Their eyes are on you. Their eyes are on you.
Well, even that particular moment, like if you come out and start screaming about Gunnar, like you're in the ninth inning, so now you have a $30,000 fine for 3 outs. Like, who's paying that?
A lot of people don't know about the fine either.
Yeah.
A lot of
Gunner's
people
not
don't.
paying that for him.
No.
No, that's all on the manager. Like, now if that was like the third inning, like today, if they would have came out and hit Gunner today, you wear that 30 grand. You wear it with pride. I don't think he'd care. I do feel like they handled that situation properly. It wasn't just hitting Bogarts. You also went up close to Machado's head. I mean, you're talking about two of their four best players. You hit in the head and you got close to the head. They gave your best player a buzz at the hip, right? It's been baseball for 100 years, and when you get hit in the hip, you say thank you, and you go and it's over, right? And to me, they both handled it the correct way because it didn't spill over into today's game. Walker Buehler always runs his mouth, and he's done that his entire career. I don't think that was coming from the Padres bench kind of thing, but neither team cared today.
Yeah.
Right? What happened, and Bogarts is back in the lineup today. Thank the Lord, right? That nothing was serious or anything like that. They knew it wasn't intentional, but it's a baseball. You got to go after the best guy.
And it's like you said, you came up high and tight to Manny. You drilled Bogarts in the head, and everybody knows that Gibson's not coming up here in his third big league start and fourth big league start and trying to drill Xander Bogarts in the head. Like what's the point in that? And if you're a head hunter, if you're throwing at people's heads, there's something wrong with you.
Right. He's not Ventura.
He's not trying to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason that the Orioles I don't think that the Padres did it the right way because they had two opportunities. They threw a Gunner twice in the eighth inning and they missed him. And they ended up walking him.
I understand that's what probably got some people mad too. And maybe Gunner too, but like you got out of the way, like it was still gonna come. Their job is to get you one time, and say like, hey, we're even. And then Gunnar said the same thing. Like, I guess we're even now. Like, those guys understand baseball. Like that's just that's how they go at it. It's not always like college where you'll just sit there and just keep beaming each other and guys getting tossed. Craig Stammen, I forget if that's his last name or not, the Padres manager, he came out and argued because his guy just without a warning, got an ejection and a fine. Like, that's not cool when you don't have a warning. So, yeah, you stick up for your guy in that situation because, like, why the hell should he have to pay a $30,000 fine for hitting a guy in the hip in the ninth inning? Like, it's kind of Bush League too, but, like, it's just the rules of it. So I understand his issues there. I don't think Craig need to go on the field and yell and cause a scene or anything. Now, if he would have hit it up near his head, then, yeah, 100%. 100%, he probably would have been right out there quickly. Gunner too, but in the hip, I think everybody's just like, okay, cool. You know what? They got their message across. Let's go to tomorrow.
Look, I have when people are getting all sorts of, and it's easy, right? It's easy. Let me sorry. It's easy to get swept up in the moment. It's easy to like I could sit there and be like, all right, he said like it's a baseball thing. In my opinion, Craig Alvarez is a baseball guy, and he's like he understands the game. He understands that this is part of it. And he's like, we're fine with it because it's like we hit their dude in the head. Yeah, they're gonna throw at us. They did. They hit our guy, and it's over. We're done with it. And then you see the comments from people. You see the comments, and it's easy to get yourself riled up reading these comments. And they're like, "Oh, he's a P word. He's this. He's that. They need a manager that's more aggressive and has more blah 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 blah." And you're like, "Yeah!" You like get yourself riled up, and it's like, well, no. Getting tossed and paying a $30,000 fine with three outs to go in the game, you don't want to. And actually, it was with 1 out to go.
Yeah,
with 1 out, there were 2 outs in the inning already.
Imagine his wife.
Right. You dropped 30 grand
one inning
with 1 out to go. Right. And then like, I don't give 2 flying S's what my manager says. For the most part, Tony Manzolino was a caricature. Yeah. Right. But what Alvarez says in the media, I don't care. I don't care what he's going to say in the media. What I care about is the moves that he's making on the field. Does the team respect him? Is he managing a good ball game? Yeah. That's what I care about. And knowing the behind the scenes stuff that you've made me privy to, that like the stuff that's gone on where he went up and basically without flipping a table essentially flipped the table and was like, it's my way or the highway. Like we're doing this my way. Like, I have no issues with Craig Alvarez. It's also not even a full 3 months into his first big league managing stint. So, like, I didn't bitch about Brandon Hyde until 2022.
Yeah.
Right? I saw people bitching about him for 3 years, and you didn't get a peep out of me. 2022, and look, he should have been fired after a 14-game losing streak, a 19-game losing streak, and an eight-game losing streak in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything. You get to 2022, and he makes moves the last third of the season that 100% keeps your team out of the playoffs. That's when I started having an issue.
Right.
I'm not going to come after Craig Albanese in June of his first big league managing stint. Like I'm not going to do that. Now, if he's supposed to be the guy, they don't right the ship the second half of this year, and then next year it's more of the same. Then it's like what's going on here? But I think. I think there's a culture issue here, and I don't mean a culture in the sense of the players, like he's lost the locker room or the players don't get along or this, that, and the other. I think there's not enough, and I have no idea. This is a 100% speculation on my part. I think it's not enough focus on let's go win some baseball games.
Yeah.
They might be too tight. You know what I mean? Like,
It does look like something's always off.
Like they might be too tight knit. You know what I mean? Like you can have your best buddies on the team, but when you're in between those lines, like it like we're not talking about building Legos. We're not laughing in the dugout. We're trying to go out there and win a ball game every single night. And you don't get the feeling that winning that on certain nights is at the forefront of their mind. Like and again, I want to be careful with how I say this because I'm not trying to insinuate that they don't go out there trying to win ball games. But I don't think that their focus is 100% every night. And that's how they come across to me.
No, I think that's a good way of putting it. There's no way this is right.
Gunnar didn't have 3 errors tonight. In that ninth inning, he botched the ground ball. Then Jackson botched the ground ball and Gunnar picked it up and Gunnar threw it away. So he had 2 errors. That's not much better, but he didn't have all 3 errors that inning. Has Albie publicly chastised Gunnar like he did Basayo? He didn't. I don't look at what he said as public chastising
there.
him.
Like he'll probably come out and say like Gunner's got to play some better defense, but like what does that do? But like in Basayo's thing, it was different because it's like it wasn't. There was more inside the clubhouse of an issue with it than anything that Albie said in the media, and I think that it was just him covering a blanket over Basayo and just weathering the storm himself. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds like
answered
the questions that were asked, and that was it. They didn't elaborate into anything because they're not going to.
Yeah, it's from what you're saying. It sounds like there were some players in there that were having a real issue with how Basayo was carrying himself.
Yeah,
and Albanese basically went to his guys and was like, "Hey, let me handle this."
Yes,
that's exactly what it sounds like it happened from what you're telling me.
Yeah,
I don't look at, especially knowing that, but even before that, I've never looked at it as publicly chastising your play. I didn't know what you know until tonight, so I'm kind of like I remember specifically being in my car at a red light, listening to sports talk radio, and they were talking about Albanese and Basayo, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I wish I knew what happened because what we're hearing doesn't make sense, and I don't have a problem with what he said. Why do so many people have a problem with what he said?
Yeah,
you know, I don't think the media is the right place for a manager to talk about the issues of a young player who doesn't want to play. But when they ask you a question, he just said he's got to learn to play through bumps and bruises. Mm-hmm. You know, and what else is he going to say? If you're having a conversation with Craig Albanese and he says that to a group of people, but it's not broadcast across the media, you'd be like, yeah, I agree with that. But because there's cameras and microphones in his face, there's an issue with what he said because now the whole world can see it. But it's like the whole world, like nobody outside of Baltimore is seeing this. Well, it's not this comment. Jim Palmer seemed to have a problem with what Albie said. He didn't. He had a problem with Albie benching him for 3 straight games during a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah.
That's what he had a problem with.
I mean, that's when you know something else is going on. There's no manager. It doesn't matter if it's Bruce Bochy. If it doesn't matter if I was managing, you're not sitting your best player in a 4-game skid. You're not, unless there's a reason it deserved. And I guess from what I'm heard, it should have been. So, I mean.
So I wonder, were players like legitimately going to Basayo and be like, dude, what the hell's your problem? Or were they going to the manager and they were saying, you got to get this under control?
That, yeah. I think it started with that. I mean, there's more to the story. And like I said, I'm not here to bash Basayo at all. It was just more of a like Albie weathered the storm for him. A lot more to the story. I'm not going to say it publicly because it doesn't make anybody look good at all. And it's just there's no point, like you said, we're not trying to bash Basayo and make anybody dislike him at all because he's a great player. He's probably going to be the face of the franchise. There's just a lot more to the story, and after knowing what I know, I feel like they handled it correctly without making any rash decisions, without making anybody look bad, and the manager just wearing it, which is what he's supposed to do. So we'll leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, I think you're putting the puzzle pieces together here right now.
Yeah. To me, like, you got a young manager, first big league stint, trying to navigate the storm, trying to navigate a wildly underperforming team. Yeah. His superstar player has looked like anything but a superstar. Like you come to he turned down 2 different major league jobs last year.
4.
He turned down 4 major league jobs last year. He
Donnie
chose to come
turned down 2 himself.
Yeah. He chose to come to the Orioles. And then he gets here. His $155 million slugger gets off to the slower start of his career.
Yeah.
And his soon-to-be $300 to $500 million shortstop couldn't hit for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has one of his top 6 starters tears his UCL. You see Dean Kramer gets injured. Chris Bassett can't throw the ball over the plate. Shane Baz can't throw the ball over the plate. Kyle Bradish can't stop giving up home runs. Trevor Rogers pitched great for 3 starts and then looked like a bum for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Like it was literally a Murphy's Law situation for Alvarez. And like you can put as much as you want on the manager. That crap isn't his fault. It's not his fault that dudes that have track records aren't living up to their track records. Yeah. And look, this offense has been tearing the cover off the ball recently until they played San Diego and went 2 for 22 with runners in scoring position.
So I asked my guy about like what kind of changes they've made, and he was blunt with me because listen, I'm hard on Taylor Ward. I think he's a great ball player, and there's more to what we've seen. And he specifically said it, I think, because he knows I talk about him. Donnie spent a lot of time with Taylor about hunting the first pitch fastball more. Coming into before Donnie started taking over after that Yankees series. Prior to that, he was hitting 250 on first pitch, on anything first pitch. Mm-hmm. Not very great for a leadoff hitter. Since Donnie's gotten his ear, he's 8 for 19 with 3 doubles, hitting 421. So he's seen 132 first pitches here, and he's putting the ball. He's hunting first pitch fastball more, and we've seen him lead off the game how many times now with a hard hit somewhere in the field on a first pitch fastball. He's hunting his at bats now. Mm-hmm. That's what we want, especially with runners in scoring position for this guy. The guy, he can freaking hit. Little things all across the board like that. I mean, since Donnie's taken over, this is one of the best offenses in baseball.
So when did Donnie take over?
When they got swept in New York. I shouldn't say take over. He started inserting himself more with the hitters and then actually a little bit more into the pitching philosophy too. But he's just been a little bit more and more kind of just getting more involved with some of the offense because kind of before he just kind of understood his role and just kind of sat back. You know, if somebody had a question, he'd help. But now it's been like he's more involved with the game planning, the analytics, the philosophy, one-on-one guys and stuff because he single-handedly got Pete Alonso to sign here when he broke down the video and was like, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you're doing wrong. So, and Pete's starting to get hot. I mean, outside of the runners in scoring position, but overall, Pete's hitting. The whole team is hitting really, really well. But where they're failing is when they're in there by themselves with runners in scoring position. When the going gets tough, it's like they're not rising right now. Right. And I don't know if can we blame the coaches for that? considering when you look at their overall numbers, how good they really are. Since I just put May 14th, right? Because that's a little bit after the Yankees series. They're top 5 offense in almost every category. Can we blame? Like we have to say the coaches have done a really good job since then, right?
I mean, I look at
it's a coin flip here. I feel like, but
I look at the lineup, and I mean, I remember a number of guys with sub 700 OPSs in the lineup last year.
oh yeah,
And I'm looking at it now. I mean, your 9 hitter has a 776 OPS. You had eight of your 9 starters entering the game today had an OPS of 700 or better. To me, and I feel like the offense has been really good up until this series again. They've been good for the last few weeks, right? And they ran into a Padres team that was reeling, that needed to come away with a series victory, and I mean, when you have Trey Gibson who has 3 big league starts under his belt, making a start in game 2, you're already putting yourself behind the 8 ball, and you blink and it's 4-0. And then today you're trying to have Trevor Rogers, and today I don't know what happened. I mean, aside from the fact they got 10 hits and went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, they committed 3 errors. They lose a ball game 5-2. You look at that and you're like, and it's funny, man, because they talk about how. I remember against Boston, they were talking about how they were laughing at Boston's lineup prior to the game. The guys, Bordy and Tim Barblase on Baltimore Baseball tonight, they were laughing about how bad Boston's lineup was. And when Boston went out and won that game like 8-1, right? Yeah. Today before the game, they were talking about Walker Buehler on the radio and how he's more of a placeholder now instead of the one of the best pitchers in baseball like he was. And then in my mind, I thought, he's going to give up 1 run over 5 innings. And then, sure enough, he gave up 1 run over 5 innings today. Yeah. Like they just didn't get the big hit when they needed it today.
Yeah,
and now you got to go out on a West Coast trip now. We're all going to be losing some sleep here. You got to face Seattle in Seattle, the Dodgers in
LA,
and the Angels in Anaheim. Like the Angels, okay, hopefully you come home with Soriano and Trout after that trip, but It's not going to get easier, right? Yeah. It's not going to get easier.
They have the 4th best OPS since May 22nd in baseball, 791. Only the Brewers, Dodgers, and Giants are better than them. So, like, and I think it was the Orioles that said it. So I'm hearing we're getting better, but our record's still not really better. Yeah. Well, the hitting's getting better. Let's pump the brakes on everything else.
Recon BBS says Blaze should absolutely be playing every day. I was talking to my buddy today,
put him, though?
And my buddy says to me, he's got the highest batting average on the team, one of the highest OPSs on the team. He's hit 360 since like the beginning of May.
Yeah,
and he's played 22 of 36 games. 22 of 36 games. Now here's the question that we have to ask ourselves. If you want to blame the manager for this, that, and the other, is the manager helping Blaze be a better player by putting him in the right spots? And does Blaze get exposed if he's playing 34 out of 36 games instead of 22 out of 36? I agree that I like Blaze's glove just about anywhere he plays except maybe center field. I like Blaze's glove. I like his arm, and I like his bat. Like, and this is a guy in
April. He threw the ball from right field today, right? That was
I
him
didn't
for the
see
fifth
that.
Run.
I didn't. I was at the pool with my wife and daughter.
Yeah, it was him. Because I remember them talking. But again, Basayo with a lazy tag and allows a 5th run. The guy was out by 3 steps, and he scored because it was just a lazy tag.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not bashing Basayo, but like he catches the ball out in front, and instead of slapping down to the ground right on the plate where the guy, like, you're there, like you can move your hand once he puts a body part on the ground. He left it up in the air, trying to tag him in the chest, and by that time, he swim moved him, and then got the back corner of the plate with his right arm. Like, it's that little, but the Blaze's throw was beautiful.
He's got a cannon. I think he was it you that told me that I hear it somewhere. Set the record for fastest throw by a prep shortstop in the Futures game or something like that.
No, that was Mason Wynn.
Oh,
okay. That was 99 across the diamond.
Okay, I thought you said the Blaze did something like that too, though.
I think his was in like the PG, the perfect game stuff.
Okay.
Wynn was in the Futures game.
Okay.
Hey, dude's got a cannon. But either way, but Blaze put it right on the freaking money.
Yeah.
Right on the freaking money. But yeah, I'm with you. But to your point, maybe is it analytics where they're looking at certain matchups where Blaze can excel, and they're getting him there, and he is excelling. Maybe. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
We can't put it against them because they do follow analytics.
It's easy to be an armchair manager, right? It's easy to
Yeah.
sit here and say, yeah, you should be doing this. And Lord knows I'm guilty of it. You know what I mean? But like, it's.
We used to do it with Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan O'Hearn needs to be playing every day, and then he did. And he like dropped his average dropped down to like 240 or 260. But it was around 300 at the time. But he's got to hit against lefties, and then he did. He got exposed, and then like the drop it plummeted his average. So yeah, maybe they are picking and choosing where they can maximize everything out of Blaze. Maybe.
And if they are, you know what? The guy's putting up base hits and playing good defense every game that he's out there. And, like, this is what you got him for. And you gave up Collins. Was it Colin Selby that they gave up?
For Blaze? No, Cade Stroud.
Cade Stroud, thank you.
Yeah.
Colin Selby's on the 60-day, right? You gave up Cade Stroud, and you got a guy who now everybody's saying he should be playing every day. I want to get to this comment. Blaze his shortstop and Gunnar the third base in a second. I want to remind everybody today's show brought to you by Warnken Law. When you need results in Baltimore, you don't play small ball. If you've been hurt in a crash, call 443-RESULTS or visit Warnken Law. That's warnkenlaw.com. That's 443-RESULTS or visit warnkenlaw.com. Today's show also brought to you by County Sports Zone. High school sports season has come to an end, but a reminder that all summer long, you can find the latest news about coaching changes and previews for football season by visiting countysports.zone. Countysports.zone is proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. Look, I just don't think that they're moving Gunnar off a shortstop.
Yeah.
But is it the worst idea in the world to move him? Like, if Blaze plays a solid shortstop. He plays a solid shortstop. He makes the plays. He's got a hell of an arm, and Gunnar plays a really good third base. And then you don't have to worry about who's playing third base today. Is it Blaze? Is it Mayo? Is it Jackson? Is it Jackson Holiday? It's Gunnar's playing third base. Blaze is playing shortstop. You get continuity in your infield. You get scrappy ball players all around your infield. And then also to that point, should Blaze be hitting in the top third of the order at this point? Should you move Gunnar to fifth and have Blaze hitting second at this point?
If he's hitting, this is the tough part. Like, who's to say he's going to keep hitting in the 2-hole? Like, right now he's confident down there.
You get production out of the bottom of your order, which is huge.
Right. The bottom of the order, I feel like, has played pretty well lately. And doesn't matter who's really been there. And Kowser's been hitting the ball well down there. I think he hit the ball hard, but he didn't hit. Like, he didn't get hits when he was hitting the, 4 or 5 hole recently. I think it was
Who
5
was this?
hole. Kowser.
Oh yeah. They batted him fourth. He had and like he got fly ball happy. It seemed like he was going 0 for 4 with 4 warning track flyouts.
Right. And that's kind of what I mean is like, is it become a mental thing where it collapses if you move him up kind of thing? Would putting him in shortstop every day expose him? These are the answers that these guys internally know, yes or no right away, and we don't. That's the hard part. Would it be cool to see? Maybe, because I do think Gunnar would be a great third baseman. He's got less time to think. You know, he's got a great arm. I think he's got a good glove. I just feel like sometimes we talked about last show, the range when he gets there, he's never fluid to be able to get the ball over to first base. He's always dropping it, even though he does get there. But like, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Would it be fun to try? Sure. But it could screw up everything too.
It could. And again, you want to talk about Gunnar, who he's been struggling. He's been struggling this year. He's off to the probably the worst start of his career, and that includes his rookie year when he was hitting 170 in the middle of May, right? And then you're going to move him off shortstop. You're going to tell your guy who's supposed to be an MVP candidate, supposed to be a franchise cornerstone. You're going to tell him, oh, now we're moving you to third base for our utility infielder.
I mean, technically they did it with Machado, but
but the difference was Machado moved. He went to third base.
Yeah.
He went. They moved him to third base. I mean, you were there. You know, they moved him to third base in the minors because they had a need at third base, and it got him to the big leagues at 19 years old. You know, and then his first week, he's the AL Player of the Week. Yeah. You know, man, I miss having a player like Manny on this team. And like attitude be damned, like Manny just was. He had that clutch gene. He had that both defensively and offensively. He had that clutch gene, and
Yeah,
I just feel like they're just missing that one player, right? That is coming through.
that was Pete. I
Yeah.
mean, he did it. He's done it his whole career. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, and that's the thing is he's doing it now, right? He's
he's
doing
just
it
not doing
now.
it as well as he's
It's
done it.
I mean, when we're watching Pete bat with the bases loaded, I don't see a guy that can't do it. I see a guy that's trying too hard to do it.
Yeah,
Like he's like, I want to show everybody this is my team and why I signed in Baltimore and why they were right for signing me. I need to hit a grand slam on this first pitch. I mean, because he knows that crowd, that stadium is going to explode if he comes on the base loaded on the first pitch, he hits a grand slam. You know, that's what Pete wants to do. What is this? No, Gunnar getting the cover of MLB The Show ruined him. Was Gunnar on the cover of MLB The Show?
yes.
When did that happen?
It was just a couple years ago when they did the three different players. It was like Ellie, Gunner, and somebody else.
Oh, and I guess like
Scenes,
depending on
maybe.
your region,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. Like, there's just I don't have any. It's hard to believe that this team won 10 of 14 in the week before last. It's hard to believe that because we see how flawed they looked this week, right? Against a good Mariners team that's probably the hottest in baseball coming. I mean, but it also showed a lot of grit that they lost those first two games. They looked lifeless, and they come out and they win the next two games, and you're like, okay. Then they win the first game against San Diego. It's like you just got to win one of the next two, but then you can't do it, you
Right.
know. So now you're heading into a series in Seattle. What's the pitching matchups?
They just put it out. I forget. I think Rock put it out. I forget who they were though.
So they don't play tomorrow, right? So it's Brandon Young taking on Logan Gilbert in the first game. Then you've got Kyle Bradish against TBD. TBD back to back starts, man. That guy's arm's gonna fall off.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got Young, Bradish, Boss, who you would agree with me that's probably your three best pitchers right now.
Yeah.
You got your three best pitchers going in a 3-game series against the Mariners out in Seattle. I mean, go win 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Go
I
win
mean,
2 or 3
that'll get you back in there.
in this series. And like Logan Gilbert, you just lit him up the other day. He was the one who gave up the 6
He's been
runs,
pitching
right?
well too.
Yeah, and you just lit him up. Like this team can beat anybody, but they don't. It's crazy to me that they can go out there on any given night and like yeah, the Rockies can go out on any given night and beat the Dodgers, right? Because it's baseball. That's just how it goes. But like the Orioles could go out any given night and legitimately win a game because they're good enough to. Because they like the Rockies win a game because sometimes that just happens. The Orioles can go out there and win a game because they're good enough to beat anybody. But they just don't do it consistently. I mean, they had a 5-game winning streak earlier this year, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think that they haven't had one longer than 3 games since then. It's let me see this. He played well before this year, 2023-24. Looked at what Padres did. Lock up Manny, 2033. Manny will be 34 next month. Even Paul just said that he wished Manny was still playing for the Orioles. They must be arguing in the comments. I do wish Manny was still playing for the Orioles. Like Manny Machado was one of those guys. Like you didn't need to rebuild. If you after that 2018 season, you were still going to have the same draft regardless. You're still drafting
Right.
Adley. You're still drafting Gunnar. You extend Manny Machado and you build around him. We don't have to go through 2019, 2020, 2021 to get to where we are now, which is what 5 games below 500, 6 games below 500. Like
5.
yeah, like I don't know, man. I just feel like that not signing Manny Machado was the biggest error that this franchise has ever made, and like the fact that
I think they all know that too.
yeah, they balked over an extra $1 million a year. They offered him at the beginning, like early on in his career. I think it was. I think Ken Rosenthal wrote an article. Somebody wrote it. Dylan Atkinson went and found it after I talked about it on the show a few months back. But They offered Manny like 8 years, 72 million, something like that, and he wanted 8 years, 80 million, and they were like, "We're not giving you the extra million a year." And then they never talked to him again about it. And that to me was like the
That's horrible.
biggest, the that was the biggest mistake in the history of this franchise. That's what directly led to 115 losses, 108 losses, 110 losses. That right there is not well. Musina gave the Orioles a hometown discount. And
Yeah.
Musina wasn't going to be the one that saved this franchise from the dark ages. Back when he signed with the Yankees following the 2000 season, Musina alone being here wasn't going to save that franchise because he was one pitcher. And they just didn't have any dogs other than him. And he wanted to sign back here, but Angelos did not wanted him to take another hometown discount or another home team discount, and he said no. I already did that for you once.
Right.
Mike Mussina is like, I could talk about Mussina and Manny Tom Blue in the face. They're my two favorite players in the history of the franchise. Like I love both of them. But anyway, you put up there, and maybe we already covered it, but you put up as the title of your show, "Who's in Charge?" Right, and so you think that Craig Alvarez is kind of getting a bad rap here. A lot of people don't. We've had a lot of people in the comments that just do not really vibe with Craig Alvarez. I mean, what's the alternative? I want to know from you. Like, what's the alternative? And like, can we give them like a reality shot here? Like, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I don't. I hope he doesn't, at least just from the stuff that I've heard of what he's been able to accomplish and stuff like that. I mean, is it possible that maybe my guy's just a really big Albie fan and it just makes me feel really good about it? Maybe. But he's doing a really good job if he is. It's like, but I mean, just some of the stuff that I hear, it just makes me feel good that he's doing some of the things that he's doing because we never really heard that before. And it almost just kind of felt like all of them, including Brandon Hyde, just kind of showed up every day and did their job, went home. Some of them came a little later than others, which is why they're traded for Taylor Ward. But you know what? That happens. But I like him. What other option would there be? What other option could there have been? Was outside of Derek Shelton, was there another veteran manager that signed somewhere? Now I know Schumacher took over, but that was like
he was already
there, right? So
right.
They didn't. He didn't go and sign there. So outside of Derek Shelton, who was previously fired from the Pirates, right? Was it the Pirates? Yeah,
I
he
believe
went to the Twins, and the Twins are playing well. They're not world beaters, but they're playing well. No other veteran manager signed at all, right?
Well, right, and people are saying they need a vet manager at the end of the day. You can make the argument, okay? You can make the argument that you needed a manager with postseason experience that knows how to get there, knows how to win. You can make that argument, but all of these veteran managers that have been there, done that. Do you really think that this regime wants to bring in a guy like that? That's going to butt heads with them on everything that they're trying. And look, that's not to say that what the front office is trying to do is correct. It's not to say that it's incorrect. We've talked about the
I mean, just look around baseball.
However,
they all got pushed out.
Yeah.
So baseball is just going in a different direction.
Right.
So,
But and I guess my question was more so because, like, you look at the Phillies. They fired their manager. Don Mattingly takes over, and they've been the best team in baseball since Mattingly took over. Right? I don't think they've lost a series.
But is that a
since
credit
then.
to Mattingly, or is that just because they did the same thing when they fired the other guy, and the guy that got fired took over? They did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
God, they have how many Hall of Fame players on that team?
That's true.
I mean, like, let's be honest. And they traded a lot to land Luzardo. They already had Christopher Sanchez. It's not like they just were a surprise baseball team. It's not like they're the White Sox. Like, this is a team that spends a lot of money and they expect to be good. Would Don Mattingly have made a difference here? I was told Don Mattingly is just a grandpa in the clubhouse and just walks around and pats people on the butt and says, "Hey, man, great job. How you doing?" Like, that's it. Doesn't work with any players. Doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. He's just a friendly grandpa. And that's why almost no team in baseball wanted him. once Toronto let him go.
A friendly grandpa. That's funny.
Friendly grandpa. That's what I told he is.
It's so I have so much respect for the player that Don Mattingly was.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been a Yankee fan, but I'm a Don Mattingly fan. Like that dude was just a ball player, man, and that epic mustache, right? But like
I see people saying like Ron Washington. Ron doesn't want to manage, does he? Because didn't he have to quit last year because he has heart issues or something like that?
I think he had to have like bypass surgery or something.
Twice. I think it was. So he doesn't want to do that. It's stressful. I mean, Mike Schilt didn't want to do it anymore and told the Padres, I don't want to do it, and retired just so he could come here and coach in the minor leagues. Like, these older guys, I don't think they want to deal with how the direction that baseball is going. So what do? Well, you go get the best young guy available. And we talked about postseason experience. I mean, they were on the staff in San Francisco when they had those dominant runs and won 110 games or whatever. Brady North was on the staff when Tampa Bay has gone to the playoffs every single year. Donnie Ecker won a World Series with Texas. You know, I mean, like, Hank Conger has played in the playoffs how many times? You know, I mean, Albie's was a part of the Giants and Tampa Bay's teams where they went into the playoffs, deep into the playoffs. Like, the playoff experience on this on this staff is there. I mean, I don't know how it's a better staff than we ever had under Brandon Hyde.
Oh, for
Outside
sure.
of Freddie Gonzalez, I don't think anybody else ever made it to the postseason.
So, I'm with you that the coaching staff, the management on this team is top notch. I believe in them. I think it's the players. I think that the players are, and it's crazy because you look at it and like, I mean, Kaiser is what he is, right? He's a better version of what we believed him to be coming into this year, right? Like he's going to strike out a lot. He's going to hit a lot of 425-foot home runs and come off the bat at 111 miles an hour. But he's going to strike out a lot, but he's going to give you good defense. The issues is you're getting, if Blaze isn't playing every day, you're getting nothing out of third base. I mean, Kobe Mayo, he'll hit a home run once a week, but he's got 11 home runs and a 198 batting average. Yeah. You know, you're getting nothing really out of second base because Jeremiah Jackson hasn't met a pitch he doesn't want to swing at, and Jackson Holliday's hitting 218. You know, you're getting nothing out of Tyler O'Neill, and you're paying him $17 million to not play, essentially. Like
he's been playing pretty good lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has been. He has been swinging it better. I think he's got like 4 doubles his last 3 games or something like that.
I think he's hitting over 300 in his last 30 at bats, I believe.
He's finally starting to hit. It only took till mid-June for it to happen, you know. But
I think he went through the same thing Kaiser did, honestly. Because remember that there was a long stretch where Kaiser didn't play at all, and he came back and he kind of slowly worked him in, and now he's hitting. And I think they might have did the same thing with O'Neill. Like, hey, let's work on this, and then let's slowly work you back in, and then he's been playing a pretty good bit lately. So, I mean, maybe they're going to start leaning on him again. I mean, what is his last 14 days, last 28 at-bats, hitting 308. He's 8 for 26 with 4 doubles with a stolen base. Still striking out. He's got 9 Ks, but, I mean, look, he's got 819 OPS in his last, it says 14 days. So, the last 8 games, 28 at-bats. So, maybe they're turning a corner with him. You need all 26 guys to perform. So I'm not going to sit here and say, like, Tyler O'Neill sucks, get him out of here. Like, because he's not going to get out of here, and you don't want him to just sit on the bench and suck. Because you're going to need him eventually.
And here's the other thing. Help isn't coming.
No,
right?
It's not. There's nothing there.
There's nobody within this organization that's going to right any kind of ship for you. You know, like, and maybe at the deadline, they're going to do something at the deadline. The expectations and the money they spent this offseason is too high for them to not do something at the deadline and try and make a postseason push. Who are they going to go get? I have no idea. Does the front office, does the coaching staff look at this roster and see the same things that I see, where you probably need an everyday? What's that?
I don't think it's a good roster.
I mean, we talked about that since January.
Yeah.
Where the roster didn't make sense.
And a lot of people, I get it because I there's times that I agree with it. Albie makes bad bullpen decisions, but like when Helsley went down, all you had that you really could trust was Rico Garcia, and you had to use him and Nunez so much that they're both tired now. You know, like, can we blame him? Because like you do have to throw the guys that are on your team,
Right.
you know, I mean, so like Aiken has to pitch eventually. Now, should he be used in certain spots? Excuse me. That's yeah. I understand that criticism, but again, the whole on the field thing, we don't know who's available, when they're available, how they're feeling in the pen. Like we don't know. And is that a fault maybe to the Orioles? Maybe, because maybe you could be a little bit more transparent about how some of your guys are feeling, and it would maybe take some of the heat off you. But because you don't, like, you have to wear all that. We just don't know. Like, what if Keegan Aiken is the only guy who's feeling good right there? Mm-hmm. You have to use him, right?
And you've said that before, and there's something to that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, these are the guys. Like, trust me, there's not somebody better than Keegan Aiken knocking down the door in the minor leagues to be here to take his place. And too many teams are within a couple of games of a playoff spot right now to go make a trade without overpaying. Mm-hmm. I just want to address this. What they do with deadline is trade Adley. They aren't paying him 150, 280. Nobody's paying Adley.
That.
Nobody's paying Adley 150 to 185. Adley's extension is going to be like 7 years, like $100 million. Adley's going to get 15.
Will Smith, and this was back in 2023. I thought the baseline for Adley back then, before he struggled, was Will Smith, 10 for 140, 14 a year. Yeah. I mean, now we're 3 years later. He might only get a 6-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's 28, 27, 28 years old?
It might not even be 6, but I think $12 million a year, I think, is maybe even 10. But we'll go roughly 12, because I think somebody else would pay him 12. 6 for 12 is what?
40, 6 for 12, that's
72?
72.
I think that's fine. You got 72 and 68 between your two catchers, and I think you run with that. I think you run with that, because you don't want Sammy to be your starting catcher every day.
No, absolutely not. Somebody said, what about Heston Kjerstad or Dylan Beavers? Heston Kjerstad is a former second overall pick that's 27 years old at AAA with a 643 OPS.
Yeah.
He's not coming up to help you.
No.
Dylan Beavers has proven nothing at the big league level. And he's still coming back from injury. He's not putting you over the top. Like, we're talking about moves that put you over the top.
Yeah.
That move ain't coming till the deadline, and you better not be too far out at that point, because then you got way too much ground to make up.
Right.
So, like, the guys that are here now are the guys that are going to have to turn this shit around.
Yeah.
Pardon my French. Like, they're the guys that are going to have to turn this around. This is who you have. Maybe you go out and you find another bullpen arm somehow, but this is the roster that's going to have to do it.
Somebody asked a good question. I'm trying to scroll. It was a while up. I think it was Dental Office. Please answer the comment. Who inherits the team when Rubenstein dies? Is it his wife or the new wife, or is it Arrighetti? Because he's controlling partner, I feel like they would just buy him out, right? Because it's a board of people, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a board.
So would they just buy him out, or would it go to his... Because his wife would essentially take over... The new wife would essentially take over, like, the control, right? Like, the amount that he had, but they could probably buy her out without her taking over the team. That's a good question. That's way above our pay grade, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's something I'm sure there is a board. I have no idea.
There's definitely a board. I mean, there's a ton of people on it. Yeah. But it's almost like a lawyer firm. It's almost like a law firm, how it's kind of like structured out. Like, there's no Peter Angelos. Like, it's a long line of people that have money invested at different percentages. So I don't think it's just like hey, she's the new owner kind of thing. I think it would be like, here's the percentage that you have. And it may even be written to their contracts too. Like, if he dies, like, X amount of percentage goes to this guy, goes to this guy. This guy becomes the controlling. She gets this amount of percentage, but who knows? That's way above our pay grade. We'll probably honestly never find that
out. I think people are misconstruing what I'm saying about Dylan Beavers. Like, first off, EBJ, for his defense, is accept his offense for what it is. He can't stay on the field. He can't stay on the field. Like, he's not getting called up till he plays 100 games without getting hurt. You know, look, I like Dylan Beavers. I think he's a good player, and I think he's going to be a good player. We're talking
He's just got to
about
prove it.
yeah, we're talking
You're
about
not just
guys that
coming in here and getting at bats again. Like not
yeah.
because Kowser's hitting, Tavares is playing well, and Ward's, I guess, playing pretty good. You're not coming in and stealing.
He's
Bats.
settled down in the outfield. Aside from
Yeah,
that ball they played into a triple in Boston, Ward settled down in the outfield, gotten more used to his surroundings
yeah.
there, and he's still taking the best at bats on the team. He's not hitting for power, but I mean he's still putting the bat on the ball every at bat or getting on base at least once or twice every game. So the thing with Beavers, like Zach said, he's gonna have to come up here and battle for at bats. Tyler O'Neill's starting to play better, so it's. I mean,
it's not cut
Beavers.
and dry. I mean, we
Yeah,
talked about it last week. Is there even
yeah.
a spot on the roster for him for
Yeah,
Dylan Beavers?
I mean, he might play all 21 days of his rehab
Yeah,
down in Norfolk. You know, like
just to wait for somebody else to get hurt.
right. It's and when he comes up, he's not. They call some people refer to him as Kyle Tucker light, but he's not Kyle Tucker, at least not yet.
Yeah.
So
Well, he's got to get his 500 at bats in. It's going to take a while.
yeah. You know, my concern is more about Holiday. Now, granted, the other day I texted my buddy, I was like, when is Holiday going to start looking like the number one overall pick? Like, I get that he's 22, 10th youngest player in baseball, but, I mean, you've got 800 big league at bats. You've got 850 big league at bats. Like, let's start looking like the number one overall pick. And as soon as I text that to my buddy, he hit a grand slam.
Yeah.
You know, which is just, that's how it works for me. But
I feel like he's gotten incrementally better this year and almost everything he does, but it's like
he takes decent at bats. I'll give him that.
I think we all just expect a lot
Yeah.
from a 1-1. And that's
With his
fair.
pedigree. I mean, with what his father did at the big league level, a 4-time Silver Slugger, a 7-time All-Star, close to 400 home runs, and now you're his son, and you were the first overall pick in the draft. I expect you by your third season to be hitting 280.
Yeah.
I expect you to be hitting 280, and you're hitting 218. Like, I expect more. I think we'll get more out of Holiday. I think he takes better at bats. Something about his swing right now also, it just feels long to me.
Yeah.
It feels long. You know, like just shorten up and spray the ball over the field, man. Like
Which I don't get because his hands are so fast
yeah.
when they want to be.
I look at Jackson Holiday and like I look at his body type. You'll run into 15, 20 home runs a year, but man, you should be spraying the ball all over the field and using that elite sprint speed.
Yeah.
Like that's what you should be doing. But they started playing really well as soon as he came back. As soon as he got on the field, they started playing really well, and
Infield defense got a little bit better overall.
yeah, I think he's a better fielder than Jeremiah Jackson.
He still struggles to go to his right, I feel like. But I also feel like both of them, Gunnar and Holiday, both, I feel like struggle to go up the middle. And I don't know if that's because of where they're positioned to start and like maybe they're just a step behind or something, but I feel like they're good, but they're not great. And I feel like they could be great, if that makes sense.
They both have the ability. I mean, you're talking about two former both number one overall prospects in baseball back to back years. Like they both have the ability to be great at everything they do. They just got to get theirs. Today's show has been brought to you by Glenn Clark Radio. If you missed anything from Glenn Clark Radio this week, including conversations with Trey Mancini, Brad Brock, Chris McAllister, and Ravens offensive lineman Emory Jones, you can find them in the Glenn Clark Radio Week in Review feature at PressBoxOnline.com. And as always, watch or listen to GCR every Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. at PressBoxOnline.com/radio or right here on PressBox's Facebook and YouTube pages. Yeah, Trey Mancini, 3 hits in his first big league game in 3 years the other day. Another Angel, there's a former Oriole, Grayson Rodriguez. He walked Cedric Mullins today and then had to leave the game with another arm injury. I mean that Taylor Ward trade's looking better.
I think they said it was his back. Something with his back. He said after the game that he feels fine. He said obviously not fine because I had to come out of the game. He's like, but it's something where it might just take a couple days and I'll be back out there. We've heard him say that kind of stuff before, though, so we'll see.
But that Taylor Ward trade is looking much better with the more when Grayson goes out and he struggles. And look, none of us want to see Grayson struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see Grayson struggle, I understand it, but like I don't want to see him struggle. But I also don't necessarily want to see him succeed because you gave up a pitcher with 4 years of control. But like he goes out there and he's pitching to an 8.5 ERA and he leaves the game with an injury, and you're looking at Taylor Ward, who's third in the major leagues in walks and seems to get on base twice a day, twice a game. The trade looks pretty good to you at this point. So,
Somebody said, "Would you trade Adley for Merrill?" I mean, I would because he's my cousin, but
I don't know.
does
man.
that make either team better?
I think it makes San Diego. Well, I don't know.
I
Does
mean,
it make San Diego
their starting
better?
center fielder and their two hitter.
But you're giving a pitching staff that desperately needs a good catcher.
Yeah, they got Freddie Fermin though. It's like he's head and shoulders better defensively than Adley.
Yeah, but Adley's head and shoulders. Adley is one of the best defensive catchers in baseball this year.
Yeah, I mean Fermin is still better.
Yeah. But when you combine the bat too,
yeah.
I mean, you look when Adley's in the lineup, this team plays better.
Yeah,
they do. They just play better. So. Today's show has also been brought to you by the latest edition of Press Box Print. These are the final days to pick the most recent issue of Press Box with Bill Ordine's cover story about the future of Preakness. And then next week, an all-new print issue hits newsstands featuring Orioles play-by-play broadcaster Kevin Brown on the cover. Be on the lookout for the new print issue for free at your Baltimore area High's dairy stores, and also read it at PressBoxOnline.com. So tough stretch coming up here for the Orioles. They're already in the midst of it. They go 3-4 the first 7 games of this tough stretch that we were dreading for 2 weeks, or at least I was dreading for 2 weeks. They're headed to Seattle, then to play the Dodgers, and then to play the Angels.
And we got to remember, Seattle, the ball doesn't travel at all.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you've got your 3 best pitchers going. I'm waiting for
lean on them big time in Seattle.
And I am waiting. I am waiting for that turning point for the Orioles. That signature moment where they go and they sweep a series and I thought we had it when they swept Tampa Bay. But you go and you go to Seattle and the Dodgers and you win 4 of 6, and you let people know like, hey, we're a damn good team. What do the Orioles have to do on this road trip to have you feeling good about this team when they come back?
They're gonna have to pitch like real well. You're gonna have to hit with runners in scoring position. The hits have been there. I mean, we see it. I mean, they're hitting the ball in June well. They're just not. They're not punching the runs across when it matters. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to come down to pitching and good defense, because it's going to bail out pitching. Like, you can't they got to find a way to stop the bleeding when that happens. Because, I mean, we saw it in Toronto with the whole Shane Bowers thing and that botched Gunnar tag. They didn't stop the bleeding. And you get out in the first inning yesterday, you give up a two-run home run to Merrill. You didn't stop the bleeding right away. Like, if you can figure out a way when you give up some runs to stop the bleeding and not just let another little one trickle in, another 2 trickle in, 3 more hard hit ball. If you find a way to get out of that inning, that's going to be the key to the game. Because 1, your offense isn't going to hang their head and pack it in quickly. And 2, like, if you get to the 6th, 7th inning with less than 4 runs, like, I like my chances, even if my offense isn't hitting. I still don't understand why they're not hitting early in the game, but they're not a great team on the road. They're gonna have to play defensively sound baseball. You got to play perfect baseball almost, at least on the defense side, pitching and defense. You got to come out there. You got to do all the little things right. And O's fan KY said Cal Raleigh be active Tuesday. Dude's got he's got 5 bombs in his rehab assignment right now. Swinging the crap out of the ball. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who hit 60 big league home runs last year, playing in minor league ball games.
Yeah,
the thing that I will tell you is that last year, I want to look this up real quick. Last year, with how bad the Orioles pitching staff was, they didn't let Cal Raleigh beat them. Like, he did not have an impact. I think he hit 1 home run in 7 games against the Orioles last year. So let me 2025 batting splits for Raleigh. I want to see what he did against the Orioles last year, because I'm pretty sure that
I think he hit well.
Against the Orioles last year, Raleigh hit 200 with 1 home run, 4 RBIs.
Okay, I lied.
Yeah, he was
He hit
four
well
for
against everybody
20.
else.
He was 4 for 20. The only team that he was equally bad against the Red Sox. He hit 200 against the Red Sox too with 1 home run, but 6 RBI. And he was randomly bad against the White Sox in 6 games. Hit 174 against them, and the Guardians. Holy crap! Well, I mean, the guy only hit what 240 last year.
Yeah.
238, something like that. But so he doesn't hit for a ton of average. Who did he annihilate? He had 23 home runs in interleague play last year,
Right.
which is absolutely bananas. 5 homers against the Angels, 5 homers against the Twins, 6 homers against the Rangers. He also hit 27 of his 60 home runs against teams under 500. So why do they have more?
You and I
games?
talked about this before Jackson's last comment here. One of the better things about this team right now is that at least they make adjustments. We didn't see many adjustments at all last year.
I think that is him being very tongue in cheek.
Maybe. But, I mean, this team didn't, for a long time, didn't make adjustments. We didn't see Cowser have like a
No, you know what? He's not
change.
He's not. You're right. He's not being tongue in cheek because you're right. Cowser has done the stance change. You've seen
O'Neill's
much
done the
better
stance
approach.
change.
Yeah, much better approach from Blaze.
Yeah.
Did the stance change? You're seeing a much better approach from Jackson Holliday. You're seeing a far better approach at this point in his career than he's ever had from Taylor Ward.
Mayo mashing lefties.
Oh my God! So no, you're right. They do seem to make good adjustments. The adjustment I would love is scoring early.
Yeah.
Score early because, like you said, you think the pitching is going to be the key to this 10-game road trip.
Well, I mean, especially in Seattle because the ball doesn't fly. So it's not like you're going to be able to go out there and rely on a home run. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to pitch well because they're used to driving in and manufacturing runs out there. When Cal wasn't hitting, everybody else, they're used to hitting doubles. You get into a doubles match with Seattle, you think we're winning?
No. I feel like this team doesn't hit a lot of doubles.
Right. It was Taylor Ward early, and then he just stopped swinging for a bit. And then, we drive the ball, but that's
I look at it, and yeah, the pitching's important, but you've got to provide support for your pitching staff. I mean, how many times do we look up? It's the 5th inning, and your pitcher's giving up 1-2 runs, and he's in line for the loss. You know, score some runs. And I don't need a 6-run first inning because legitimately, when they get a big first inning, they don't score again. You know, just push a run across here, run across there. Have 3 or 4 runs by the 5th
If you
inning.
score in 4 of the 9 innings or 5, you should win that baseball game.
Yeah, you will. You will win that game. You score in 4 of the 5 innings, unless the other team's scoring in 4 of the 5 innings, they're scoring more than you are.
Problem is, I think we only score in 2.
Yeah, it's like they score in the 7th and the 8th inning.
Yeah.
Every game. It's just nuts, man. Look, they're playing some good teams. It's gonna be a tough stretch coming up. I would love to see them. What do they have? 3 with the Mariners, 3 with the Dodgers, and then 4 with the Angels. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or is it a 9-game trip?
Let me double check.
Either way,
Where are we going here? We got. Oh, we're off tomorrow.
Yeah.
So then it's 3, 3, and 3. Yeah, so 9.
3.
And then we're off coming back too.
Right. So
And it doesn't get any easier because then you got the Nationals and White Sox. The rest of this month is tough.
Honestly, though, I think you're playing them at home. You can.
Yes.
You should handle them. You should handle them. We should win both of those series. I'll
tell you what, the 27th Nationals, that's going to be packed. The Gunnar Henderson bobblehead night.
Okay.
It's going to be packed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, man, you win 5 games. And even if it's you win 1 in Seattle,
5 and 4, 5 and 4 I think would be great.
But if you win 1 in Seattle, 1 against the Dodgers, and then you sweep the Angels, does that 5 and 4 feel as good, or is it like?
Yeah.
You think so?
You're playing 2 tough teams on the road, and you're facing some of their good pitching, and then you go and you beat a team that you should beat. Mm-hmm. Because are we good enough to go in there and take 2 out of 3 from Seattle and the Dodgers?
No.
We should be, but
They
we're not.
should be good
Right.
enough, but none. nothing they've done to this point this year would suggest that they're capable that they're
You wouldn't put your
capable of
hard-earned
doing
money
that.
betting that they're going to do that.
No. Can they go 3-3 against those two teams? Can they win a series
They
against
could.
one of them? Should they?
Should, yes.
Should they be
But
able to? They should be
we've
able to
had a
go
lot of
3-3.
shoulds this year.
Yeah, I think you got to win 6 games for me to feel good about this team
I
after
feel
this road
good for
trip.
sure, yeah.
I think like 5-4 is fine, I guess, because that means you won 2 of the 3 series while you're out
What
there.
if you swept the Mariners, got swept by the Dodgers, and then swept the Angels? How you feel?
I feel good about that because you don't have to see the Dodgers again until the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dodgers should sweep most teams because they've got a $900 million payroll.
Yeah,
I mean they've got
more than that.
Shohei, they've got Kyle Tucker, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman in their freaking lineup. You know, like they should beat everybody. So
Will Smith,
like
too. I mean, Will Smith makes 140.
yeah, like
There's no slouch either.
they're an all-star team. I think that the Orioles, for me to feel good about this team, they need to go 6-3. For me to feel the same way that I feel right now, 5-4, 4-5, they're interchangeable to me. You go 5-4, you go 4-5, it's the same damn thing.
I think 5-4 at least leaves the door open to get back in it. 6-3 obviously kicks the door open. 5-4 leaves it open. 4-5 does nothing for me.
Yeah, like
it just leaves you where you are.
To me, 5-4 and 4-5 feel very similar.
They do, but
because
it's one game worse at this point.
Yeah, you're basically where you are right now. You know, I want to see this team have some chutzpah, you know, for lack of a better term. I want to see them nut up, you know, and go out there and say, nobody expects us to win these series. Let's go win these series.
That'd be great.
You know, today's show has been brought to you by Leading Edge Auto Body. Your car is more than just a ride; it's an investment at Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington. Customer satisfaction comes first. There's T-Mo's the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and the specialized aluminum certifications. And they make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery. If you want to find out more, simply head over to leadingedgeautobody.com for that information. Anything else you want to leave us with before we get out of here?
Nope. I just maybe let's give Craig a little bit more time, just a little bit more.
Yeah.
70 games is a lot of time, but it's also not a lot of time, especially because like I feel like we've watched this team make pretty drastic changes across the board since mid-May. So while it's been a lot of time, it's I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong here.
They've played 70 games. They've got 90. They've got 90 games left in the season.
Yeah,
right.
A lot can happen.
If they go, you know what, 55-35, what are we talking about in the next 90 games? You know what I mean? Like
right.
Like it's still
you're talking about a team makes the playoffs. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're talking about a team that's in the playoffs, that's in the running for the division, and I don't believe that they're going to go 55-35. But the whole point is, Craig Albanese is not even a concern for me. He is the least of my worries with this team right now. And if Gunnar starts swinging the bat the way we know and look, he had 5 hits and he was on base 7 times in that series. It didn't feel like it,
right?
But if Gunnar is and again, 267 with a 353 on base percentage this last 30 games. If Gunnar is heating up, this offense is going to score a ton of runs.
And Pete's heating up a little bit too.
Yeah. So
the problem is, I feel like when one's off, the other one's not.
Yeah,
they haven't found a way to be hot at the same time.
Yeah, you need both of them hot at the same time. So, a lot of baseball left to be played. Hopefully, a lot more good baseball on the way here. We're going to see a lot about this team coming up. We've said that a number of times, but look, they've managed to kind of tread water, stay where they've been all year, despite some of these really tough stretches. So,
a lot of injuries too, and they're starting to get healthy, which might help. I mean, getting Dean Kramer, Helsley, and Beavers back could help this team a lot. At least I want to see them a good 25 games of all those 3 guys on this roster before the trade deadline to know what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Right? Because if you come back and you're still playing less than 500 baseball with those 3, yeah, then you got your answer.
Yeah, there's something else going on then. So, hey, look, I've seen a lot of people put in the comments over the last few weeks that this is their favorite podcast, that they love watching the show, and like, look, we're just two dudes that love the Orioles and love talking baseball, and we just happen to do it for a live audience. You know what I mean? So we really, really appreciate you guys tuning in every single week, and I know that I can certainly be. Polarizing at times, with my takes on. But at the end of the day, I'm just like everybody that tunes into the show. I love the Orioles. I live, breathe, and die with this team. So, like, don't mistake my passion for negativity. So I want this team to be as good as it possibly can. So thank you so much for tuning in every week with us. We're gonna keep giving you the good content until they tell us that we can't anymore. So until next week, see you.